Jai Gurudev, everybody. Welcome again to Brindavan. And today was a very quiet day, and nothing exciting happening here. I was just talking to Swami Ravati earlier. He was telling me some of the people complaining about what did I say yesterday before the satsang. The word especially, he told me to be a bit politically correct for the children and so on. You see, if I sit here and start thinking, to be politically correct, all this stuff, you know very well I don't care about how people think of me, all this stuff, So if you think that I have to be politically correct, then it's better you don't listen to the satsang. That's fine. Or don't make your children listen. You PG your children, either 13 or 16 years old. But I think, you see, there's certain language which you yourself have to watch how you speak at home, firstly. And, look, I'm being myself. I don't really bother about being politically correct or not. I will tell you what I have to tell you. Whether you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, it's your business. I don't care about it, really. So, I'll ask Swami Ravati to ask the question.
Jai Gurudev. Guruji, in some satsangs, you say that external knowledge brings us to false pride. But how important is this knowledge in the study of spiritual books in our spiritual growth? And how to protect oneself from falling for this pride and this knowledge taken from the outside?
Actually, you see, like I said, external knowledge must bring you to the state of humbleness. You see, when you approach the divine, of course you must understand certain things, no? You must get to know about him. You see, this is one spiritual journey in itself, because we have a mind. Due to our mind, we want to understand certain thing. We have to feed the mind with what we understand. But again, understanding doesn't mean just I read something and I think I understand it. Understanding means that I also put in practice what I am reading about. When we see our vast literature, what it gives us, and this literature, they were written by sages and saints. They were not written by mundane people. They were not written by just, let me write a book, like so many, people just write books. These sages have mastered themselves firstly. They have experienced everything that they have written. They have that deeper understanding of that knowledge. So being free, they wrote it and give it to the world. You see, in chapter 5 of Bhagavad Gita, verse 13, Lord Krishna said, those who have mentally detached themselves and being free, they happily enjoy the city of 9 gates. This is amazing how he put it. Using that part itself, explain everything about that. Being mentally free and detached, but yet they being the observer of things, being realized, they're still in this physical body observing everything. So having this knowledge that they are not the doer, they are not the one which is acting, so they don't make anybody act. This is what Bhagavad Gita said. So this literature, you see it clearly in this verse itself of Bhagavad Gita, which Bhagavan Krishna have said, that they are the observer of things. So who is the observer into this physical body? It is the Atma. So that knowledge, whatever you are studying, you are filling your mind with, it have to bring you the state of detaching yourself that you are doing that. You are the doer. You are the one which is doing things. No. It is that Atma which is doing things inside of you. So these sages, when they have given this knowledge, they have given this knowledge so that one become humble like them. So pride, if knowledge, if you have knowledge and pride and arrogance arise in self, that means you have not understand really what is this knowledge about. If that knowledge doesn't bring you closer to your relationship to God, that knowledge is useless. If that knowledge which you have been studying and going deeper into that doesn't make you humble and really see that it is the Supreme Lord, which is doing everything inside of you, then it is nothing. So it is important, as long as you see, for feeding of your mind and intellect. Because how you understand things only through that mind and intellect. It's so beautifully when Krishna said, seated in that kingdom, that palace of nine gate. That palace of nine gate is this body itself. When he's talking about that, it is from the Upanishad itself, no? Which is Upanishad? Shvetavata Upanishad, actually. Yeah, it is Shvetavata Upanishad, where he explained about that city of nine gate, that physical body, 7 which is present on our face, 2, just to be politically correct, the excrement organs, and the, how you will say, the Samirati. Come on. No, not a reproductive organ, where you do pee-pee.
The other ones.
I don't find any word, I try to. But so you see here, we see that how he beautifully put it. Free from mental agitation, so your knowledge should free that mind, make you free being in the body itself. You are the observer. The Atma is not doing anything. The Atma is just watching. It's like a king which is seated in his kingdom. The king very often are not doing much, but it is governing the whole kingdom through the ministers, through the people around him. So the Atma is that great observer. So that knowledge what you are receiving must make you to that point of observing that it is the Atma which is observing everything. And the Atma is a parcel of the divine itself. The next verse that he used, what he said is that God is not the doer of everything. Everything has been done according to the mode of the gunas. So here Bhagavan is saying, in one say, he is the observer. He is sitting there and observing everything. But everything has been done according to the mode of nature. Everything has been placed in where they have to be through that mode of gunas, Even if it appeared that, yes, everything is in movement, no, the Atma, it is fully calm in itself. Just like you are watching, in a pot of water, your image, okay? You know very well that your nose is well fixed on your face, no? It doesn't move left, right. Yes or no? But if the water starts to move, what happened to that image of your nose? You see that your nose is moving very funnily. Yeah, like lately, some people, in your mobile, you have this app where you can make your face look very funny face, So somebody sent me some picture of them with their face turning around. But knowing that everything is in movement around, but yet your nose is still fixed properly. So like that, the Lord Himself enact through the mode of gunas around. So coming to your question again, knowledge, you feed your mind and you feed your intellect because you are eager to understand things. You're eager to know about things, which is very good. But that knowledge also should make you humble, knowing that it is the Lord Himself, that whatever has been given to you is for His service. So,
Dear Guruji, I am 14 years old and I begin to wonder what I will be when I grow up. Interested in becoming a policeman. But here is my question. Is it wrong for a Vaishnava to be a policeman because it is possible that I have to shoot a criminal if he's attacking me?
But then, my dear, you see, being a policeman, you can't shoot people firstly, just like that. Even if they're attacking you, you have to be really, there is a certain laws. If maybe you should become a military man. That also, there are certain rules. So, whether it is wrong to be a policeman being a Vaishnava, no, it is not wrong. Actually, if you're doing your duty and something, nobody wish anything bad upon them. If you're doing your duty but you have to do something which go beyond your concept, you have to do it. This is your dharma. Everybody have a certain duty in life. And according to your duty, you have to act sometimes good and not good. Whether it is good, like I said yesterday, in every good there is equally bad. This is a way of how the world see it. For some people, good will be bad, and some people, bad will be good. So, there is nothing bad about if you are doing your duty properly. Because I don't think that every policeman go around happily and joyfully shooting people. But in case of emergency, in case of, you are threatened, really, if that is the last opportunity that you have to do it. This is your dharma. So, interesting that you do want to become a policeman, and I really pray that whatever you wish, that be fulfilled.
Jigurudee Guruji, what is the best way for us to deal with racism towards us and our loved ones and the hurt that we feel because of it?
Look, there is a certain degree of racism around, but I think, you see, if you start bothering about that, it will be more aggressive about it. The best is just to ignore it. Because people out of ignorance, they act in a stupid way. But if you start to act the same way towards them, does it change something? And also one thing is that if, let's say, you want to explain to them about racism, but if somebody is in that mode of ignorance, even if you explain to them in the best way you can, even if you tell God himself to come and explain to them, but due to the ignorance, they will not understand. So the best way is just to ignore them, just like a dog is barking. They say when a dog barks, when you're passing by, do you sit and bark with the dog? No. You look at the dog is barking, you just carry on your way. The same way, I think you should treat people with that ignorant state of mind. Just treat them as a dog, which is barking, and you are going your way. Let them bark as much as they want, or just carry on walking, Because you see, if you sit there and try to explain to them about racism, they will become more aggressive. Because you see, in their mind, they have a certain understanding, so they will become very defensive. They are not ready to listen to you. Firstly, what has pushed them to act in a way of ignorance? It's their stupidity, thinking that they are superior and so on. Because racism doesn't mean only racial racism, can be in many ways racism. There is also racism in society, the racism like rich, poor, and other things, ethnic racism, and so on. So the best is just to carry on your way, just ignore them.
Guruji, how to find the inner guru? Since we can't see each other, I'm dying of separation.
Yeah.
How to communicate with the inner guru? Is it through silence? I send you a big hug.
Oh, nice. This is nice. That big hug itself is our deep connection. Look, we are connecting, like I said at the beginning, through the social media things, where you can hear the satsang, you can do the japam, because not everybody have that inner connection and feeling. So connect through the teaching that I'm giving. Connect through this social media, which have been provided in this age. It is really nice. Imagine 30 years ago, we would have not been able to do that. All this have made it very easy to connect with each another. But if you want to connect really deeper, sit in silence after the satsang, meditate and connect heart to heart. Earlier, I have done the meditation. After the japam, we did the earth meditation. It's also a way of connecting that we are part of this world. We are part of this nature, and what is happening right now is not only one person or one country suffering. It is everywhere. Every humanity. This has brought one to that state of thinking that we are human, and we have to care for that humanity. And that humanity starts firstly with oneself. We can't say, you become a human, but yet I still be that ignorance and fool that I am. No. First, above all, our nature is to become human. And what is the essence of becoming human is to find this love relationship inside, to feel this love. Without love, you are not a human being. When you look at animal itself, they understand that universality of love. And when you see the animals, the birds flying around, the monkeys, there is love there, you know. So, firstly, let us connect within our heart, you know. Like I said, Guru and disciple are not far away. Where the disciple is, where the devotee is, Guru is also there. Whether you feel it or you don't feel it, this is our relationship. You know, that's why we have met each another, because it's not random, just like that. You know, when I look, you know, from wherever people is, you know, from which corner of the world, which religion they come, which culture they come from. Physically, we don't have anything in connection, you know? But spiritually, we are fully connected with each other, and through that universal energy have brought us, you know, God energy have connected us. When the devotee were ready, so that the divine send the Guru, and that connection is from one heart to the other. So when you sit in your sadhana, go deeper inside. If you don't see the Guru directly, visualize him. Know that I am there. Visualize me inside of your heart until you start to feel it. So, I'm not far away from you, and you are not far away from me. So in the heart we are connected. Finish? Okay. Jai Gurudev.